Alright. It's only a 5-hour trip, so as far as fatigue goes, we should be okay. But after this job, we're probably going to need to rest. I'm going to have to be on point for this one. No mistakes. Might be tricky depending on where we get this out of, though. I oftentimes find the most difficult time is just getting out. Like, if you have something like this, like, I mean, you got the building on one side, you have to get through a gate, all this. I do want to save it real quick. I oftentimes save just in case. I'll call this mission complete. We technically did just finish a job, and I haven't taken a new one, so I oftentimes have a save after I've done a delivery. As soon as I take a job. What the hell is going on here? The AI is freaking out, and I don't know if I can get out of here. I might be able to squeeze through a couple cars, but I don't know what's going on here. The AI... You know what? Let's go somewhere else. I gotta get through here quick because I think the AI is just gonna start piling up. Sometimes the AI can have a little bit of problems. There's another exit, so we'll try and get to that exit before the AI piles up to the point we can't get out of here. Okay, I suspect there's not going to be anybody coming from the right because that way's blocked. So let's just go over this way. Thankfully, there was another way out of that. Some really good offer at Home Depot. Yeah, that's probably it. All right. Yeah, without a load, this thing is much faster than I'm used to, so I've been doing quite a bit of speeding here. All right, I don't know if the turn signal comes after, possibly. No, okay, so it's gonna come before. Then we're gonna have to wait. I actually like being in cities like this and being stuck at a light, because as much as it starts to creep in on real life, you get to take a drink and hydrate. Okay, we're just getting to our job at the moment. Again, I'm speeding. I think we're gonna have to live with that gear. How far away is this thing? Oh, okay. Not that far. That's where sometimes you can be a little confused, because if you look at the map, there's actually 2 locations for the same company. So sometimes it can be confusing if you have a job. Like a good example of that is the Kenworth dealership. Let's say you take a job from there, and you're like, oh, I'm already at the Kenworth dealership. And then you take it, it turns out it's the other Kenworth dealership in town, and there's actually another one somewhere. Or it's a repair shop or something, right? Have a drink, have a snack, do some arm training. You and your over-the-top references. I kind of wonder if that's like... Because if I remember correctly, I did a little bit of research about that movie after we watched it. And I think like when that movie aired, like that championship that they were doing was a real thing, but it had only been going on... Oh, I just got an experience bonus for driving around. Okay. Sure, I'll take it. A little bit of off-road here. There's a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit, but I'm not going to probably be going that on this bumpy road. You do have a locking differential setup that you can do, but I'm not bogged down, so I don't see a reason to use it. I also don't know if there's an indicator anywhere on the dash of when I have it on or not. Probably. It's probably one of these myriad buttons that I have. But... oh, what just happened there? Took damage. Guess I was going too fast. I don't think I hit anything. Alright. Guess I was going too fast. Note to self. Don't do that again. Not sure how fast I was going. Maybe 30. So, I'll keep that in mind. It just could be one of those things, though. Alright. I think I see the cargo. It's off to the right there. We still have to take the job. Okay, it's this one. Again, it's going to give me the warning, but I'm going to take it. I think we'll be fine. Okay, so it's not that one. There's actually several of these things ready to go. I'm going to take the right path. I hope that's the right way. Oh, okay, I see it now. Yeah, it's pretty big. What's my game plan here? They're not giving me a lot of room to get this thing. Alright. The third person here. Probably gonna have to take bites at this corner. But I don't think I'm gonna be lined up to it very well here. I'm just gonna back up mostly to it, and then we'll pull forward. Who knows, I might get it on this first try, but I suspect no. No, that's gonna be a no on that. I'll need to pull over this way a little bit. Alright, let's start straightening her out. I might still be way too off. Yeah, I'm way off. Shoot. I'm gonna back up a little bit. Let me see if the game gives it. Yeah, the game gave it to me, but that was very generous of them. Alright. So this is possibly going to be a tricky delivery. We'll see. I'll go down a gear here until we get up over this hill. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna keep it around maybe 20 miles an hour down this road. That's a very optimistic 65 mile an hour speed limit that the GPS is telling me. Alright, so our estimated time is... yeah, there's that damage again. I wasn't going that fast. As long as it's on my truck and not the cargo. We can check what the damage was on. I think it was just my truck. Alright. Stop here and assess the damage. Okay, so... yeah, just my truck. Nothing probably all that serious. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and give myself another save here, now that we have accepted the job. Again, this is just in case something happens. So we are good to go. There's also a very... oftentimes a lot of autosaves too, so you probably could get away without doing this, but... it's fine. Okay. Pull up so we can see. Because this is going to be a fairly fast road, so we want to make sure nobody's coming. All right. So definitely struggling to pull this thing, but I think that's pretty normal. Even with an 18-speed gearbox, I think I would be moving this slowly. This road will be interesting too, because it has a lot of up-road bits and downhill bits. We'll see how we do. All right, I do want to take a little bit of a peek at the map, see what we're supposed to do here. Okay. So, go off that way. All right. All right, so we do have definitely a number of course changes on the path. All right, that's fine. Let's see if we can actually get up to 55. This, for example, would have been one of the roads where those red yield signs in Europe would be placed. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I was saying, so Ursi's on my Discord, and I was asking, because I've also been playing Euro Truck Simulator, and I was trying to re-climatize myself to the traffic signs and laws and stuff that they often have in Europe. My company's in Italy, but I actually did see a stop sign in Italy. I want to say it was in Parma. I think the first one I've seen in all the towns I've been to. But yeah, typically it seems like in Italy, they put yield signs where we would put stop signs. Nothing wrong with that. It just, that's the way that they do things. But yeah, I did find at least one stop sign, so they do exist. Just a lot less common. Okay, we're almost up to 55. I'll stick it into 5th gear once we get there, but I'm gonna keep it in 4th until we get there. There we go. I'm not gonna use cruise control because by the time I would set it up and everything, we're gonna be at our point where we have to turn and look, the speed limit's already changing, so. Okay, we gotta go left. Yeah, so the playthrough I'm doing in Europe, I'm doing in my own time, I'm not doing it on stream or anything, is, it's in Italy. My headquarters is in Milan. And the strategy I'm using with that is being very aggressive with loans. So as soon as I could take a loan, I took one. And then once I got to level 3, which is where I'm at now, I went ahead and I pretty much maxed out my loans. And so I have a 500,000 euro loan. In loans, I should say, specifically. And I even at level 3, I went ahead and so I upgraded my garage to have 3 slots. I bought enough trucks to have 2 drivers. So a lot more of a flying start. The question is, can I pay off the, I don't know, it's over 8,000 euros a day that I have to pay for my loan. So we'll have to see how that goes. Because at the current moment, I've been doing mostly short trips. But at the current moment, I only have 7,000 euros a day in profits. So with the way I've been driving, I'm not making enough money to pay those loans off. In theory, my other drivers would help me, but as you've seen with Molly, when I initially hired her, it took her some time to start actually making a profit. And I think from my experience in Euro Truck Simulator in the past, that's typical. They exist, but they then you could substitute them with traffic circles, those yield signs, or a light. Yeah. So we don't really do the traffic circles or roundabouts. They exist in the US, so I think I've heard that mentality sometimes said where Americans don't know how to do roundabouts. That's not 100% true because they do exist. They're just not super common. The town I grew up in had one. Oh, it's now 55. Bummer. But the way we approach them may be different. So that is possibly a certain grain of truth. But yeah, they're not super common. The city I live in has a few here and there. And we do them pretty much like the city I grew up in did them pretty much the way I've seen them done in Europe. So there's no stop sign at the circle. There's just a yield sign. We gotta take over here. That uphill bit killed the cruise control. Hopefully I've been paying attention and not missing my my turnoffs. Looks like we've got one coming. And the navigation system's telling me to get over to the right. I always double check when it tells me to do that though, because sometimes it tells me lies. So oh, it's raining. So lights on, wipers on. I think this low setting is okay for the wipers right now. Okay, so we've got north to Seattle or north to city center. So we're not going into Portland, which is the city center way. So yeah, definitely to the right here. Go up a gear. Oh, it's gonna go down to 50. I'm already speeding quite a bit. Alright, we're gonna need to up that. I don't think there's a requirement in this game to have your wipers on, but it's good to see. But I'm pretty sure if you don't have your lights on, they fine you if they see you. So I could be wrong on that, but I think that is correct, so better safe than sorry, I think. Yeah, slowing down quite a bit because of the heavy uphill with this heavy weight. Again, I don't think this gearbox is performing badly, all things considered. I think it's doing the job just fine. We do need to get over according to the thing, but yeah, that thing's probably accurate. Okay, so we're going east, that sounds right. I'll go ahead and get over all the way to the right. Unless there's some kind of weird turn off where there's multiple way. No, it's fine. I don't think that my fuel efficiency is going to be all that great for this trip, but nah, it's fine. When you carry heavy loads like that, it's oftentimes hard. See, this is where the retarder would really help. Alright. Because I don't want to use my actual brakes if I can avoid it. It's starting to really come down. Let's get those wipers going. Because they're air brakes and they're kind of harsh, so that's why I use the Jake braking and other things to slow down if I can. Oh, it's going to be 55. Okay, it wants me to get over. Do I actually want to get over? Yes, I do. Okay, make sure nobody's there. Good. Yeah, so far we've been having good luck too. Haven't had any construction or accidents or anything causing me to have to detour. That's stuff that can happen in the game. Which I like that kind of stuff. I mean, as much as it's inconvenient for you, those add a little bit of realism into the game. Okay, so we're not getting off here. So that was actually, it did tell me a lie. And it's hard for me to tell because that road doesn't exist on the map. So if you look at that map, when I'm zoomed out like that, you can't see that. I have to zoom way in, and then you see that this bit comes off, but it doesn't actually exist as far as the game's concerned. So can't really go that way. So, yep, when the game told me to get over into the right lane, it was lying. Well, it wasn't lying. It was telling me the wrong... Well, either way you interpret that. It was giving me wrong information. Not very helpful information. Now we need to be on the right side. But we have two choices, so I have to figure out which one we want. I think I need to be over one lane, based off of what I'm seeing here, so... I suspected as much, but I just wanted to double check. Because the road sign there makes it sound like you're going into a town, which is not what we want to do. So we want to go on the 8430 east. Yeah. And see, at that point it's telling me to get over, but in my mind that's a little late to be telling me to get over. Especially if we had heavy traffic. Fortunately we don't, but... Alright, starting to light up. Might get away with just that setting, maybe. Alright, I have to be careful here because sometimes the AI doesn't really respect right away, so I'm just going to get over to the left just as a precaution. They might have respected the right of way, but then again, you never know, and I would prefer not to have an accident right now, so... Shouldn't be raining inside the tunnel. Oh, we might need to stop at a way station. Yep. So how I knew that is there was that little camera thing suspended over the road. That is more or less to check to see if trucks are coming by. And if there are, it might flag me to have to come over. Cut that speed down a little bit. Yeah, we can probably get away in second gear. And this is another good point. If you want to do saves, this is another good point to do a save. So, stop. Do the thing. It's going to check your weight. Then you can do a save. And the reason why I say that is because when you do a save, it will stop you dead wherever you are. So if you're in the middle of the highway, you're going to be at a dead stop, usually in neutral gear. So it's oftentimes good to do your save when you're already stopped somewhere. So we got a 15-mile-an-hour speed limit that I kind of got to respect here. I could ignore it, but it'd be 25. Oh, wow. 45. All right, that was not a very long 45. Or 25, I mean. Now we can go. Let's just make sure nobody's coming. Looks good. Yeah, so far this delivery's been going pretty well. Takes us time to get up to speed, but I think you would have this problem no matter what. This is a lot of weight we're pulling. I'm gonna go up a little bit on the wipers. All right. Let's take another peek at the map just to see where we are and what's going on. As much as there's a bend here, I don't think there's anything really going on. So it looks like we're mostly straight through the rest of the way. It wouldn't be a bad time to get that cruise control set up once we actually get up to speed. I don't know how this looks, these weather effects look on stream. Hopefully the compression doesn't make it look too silly. I don't know how fast these trucks in front of me are gonna go, but we can do cruise control now. But I suspect we're, as long as it looks like I'm clear. Oh, okay, he ended up turning off. All right, but the truck in front of me looks like it's going quite slow, so we might be flying past him. Again, as long as I can get over. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead. Oh, it's gonna be 65 now? Yeah, okay. Cruise control off. Alright, we can get over. Looks like the rain stopped. As long as I do my gearing right, I'm able to maintain speed as long as it's not a super steep slope. Alright, hopefully the truck doesn't plow into me. I don't know what's going on here with this AI braking like that. Like, are you letting him out? Like, that doesn't make any sense, that behavior right there. That's not what you would do in real life. You wouldn't stop dead on the highway to let somebody trying to get on the highway on, unless you're already stuck in really heavy traffic and you're just being polite. But when there's nobody in front of you, and there's not really any heavy traffic, that makes no sense to do that. I was doing the little things that the AI does that can cause you some grief, because sometimes the AI expects you to do that, and you just do what you should do, which is just keep going. And then they just go, oh, okay, I'm gonna turn left into you, and just smashed into you. And then, by the way that the game works, that's your fault. because every accident that happens is your fault, regardless of the situation, so you'll get the fine. So that's why oftentimes when I see a truck sitting there with its blinker on, waiting to get onto the highway, I oftentimes will go around. Yeah. Percy says, I would actually say such full stops are finable, reckless behavior. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, that's sometimes why when I see a truck sitting there like that, I'll go around them, because you never really know what the AI is going to do with the right-of-way and stuff. It's very unpredictable. Most of the time they behave themselves, but you don't really want to slam into the AI going 65 when they make one of those silly decisions. Gotta get over because that guy's turning right. Especially when I'm carrying a, what was it, 105,000 pound cargo? No thanks. Yeah, I'm just gonna not bother with the cruise control for a bit here because traffic's not really letting me do it. Got a lot of slow traffic in front of us. Oh well. We get off here anyway. What's the rest of our trip look like? So we get on to 82, and then from there we're at the town pretty much. There's another way station, so we might have to stop again. Just so you know what I'm looking at. This is a way station. These little brown scale-looking things, so... they may not make me stop. Also, my guy yawned, which means he's getting tired, so we're getting close to our limit of what we can handle. Okay, so there's a large gap in between the 4th gear and 3rd gear, which is a little problematic. But I think 3rd gear is the right call here. As 4th gear would have started to lose steam. Now we can go back to 4th. Yeah, so when the bed sign, it's getting more and more blue. That's just showing that I'm getting more and more tired. It'll turn red when we're getting close to being in trouble. We only have... estimated time is 47 minutes, so we should be okay. But it's going to be close. That's part of your planning for your trips, because some trips give you a lot of time to do them, so you can rest in between. And probably a requirement for longer distance, well, not a probably, definitely a requirement for longer distance trips. But the job we're doing is time, there is a time-sensitive nature to it. So we don't have that luxury. Also, when you nap, it doesn't matter how tired you are, it always takes 10 hours. Okay, so we just got a bypass there, which means we can go past the way station without stopping, which is good. Probably because we just did one, so they don't need us to do another one. Okay, I'm getting off here. Yeah, we're gonna probably want to start slowing down here. I don't know what the speed limit's gonna be. Yeah, see, now the bed's red, so we're getting close to being in trouble. We still have quite a bit of time. That's 50 here, now down to 45. All right, what's our thing here? What's our game plan? Looks like we eventually take a right, so just staying in the right lane unless there's something else stopping me. That's fine. Now, rest stops are just the blue beds. Obviously, that's your fuel, is the green. So we have rest stops nearby. We could either go back that way, or we can come up here. Some rest stops are broken and don't work, which is a problem when you're in the red and you desperately need to sleep. But I'm fairly confident this blue one here will work. This one, I don't know. I've never been to it, so it's hard to say. But Possibly suspect. Now, it has both rest stops and fuel, but I know there's at least one rest stop I went to, and it was just flat out broken. It would not work. And that was actually the instance where I got a fine for driving too long, because the rest stop I stopped at didn't let me stop. It happens. Having to rest is just a matter of time. It's not a matter of anything else you do, so... Hopefully we don't get stopped by too many lights. Thankfully, this town has a fairly high speed limit. So, that's good. It's possible we'll get a fine for going too long. But, fine. I need to ride first gear a little long when we're loaded down like this, because the second gear has this habit where it gives you decent revs at first, but then it kind of kicks down. So that's a nature of this gearbox. That's an interesting just quirk of how it works. Yeah, we're not gonna make this light. The fine for not resting isn't that expensive. The fine for going through a red light is much more expensive, so... Let's just do what we need to do here. The traffic signal, the left turn signal first. Oh, that guy just turned right in front of me. I mean, in theory, he got away with it, but kind of a dickhead thing to do when they just get a green light. Alright, we do have to turn left here, so I guess we should get over. Is it really 60 where I am? That seems a little somewhat ridiculous. Maybe we can get lucky with the turn signal here. Yeah. Let's try and make it. Just made it. Maybe not the cleanest turn I've ever made in my life, but... Okay, we're struggling with this. Maybe first gear it? No, that was a bad call. Yeah, that was a bad call. We should have stayed in second. Alright, we're almost there. Oh. Underestimated how long the trailer was. Keep those eyes open, almost there. Yeah, we'll make it. I might get fined, I don't know. It's kind of cutting it close, but again, it's not a super expensive fine, so it's not the end of the world. Okay. With some deliveries, they don't let you do the third part, so this is as much as it will let me do, so we'll go ahead and do that. It's worth more than typical, though, 25 experience. Now, if we really wanted to cut the time closer, I could have just skipped this bit, but that's fine. It shouldn't be that hard. Give us some room to do this, though. I hope I gave it enough room. This is a very long trailer. Let's go third person just to make sure we know what we're looking at. Give you some perspective of how big that thing is. They're gonna make the turn in. Let's go a little bit outside. Make it conform to what we want. We still got a decent amount of room. My truck's very long. And it might give me... There we go. It actually gave me a little bit of leeway on that one. Okay, job done. So this is going to reward quite a lot, both in experience and money. Which is nice. And we got to test what we wanted there. So I'm going to go ahead and save it again. Every time I complete a job, I like to do that. But now we have to take care of our body. So, go onto the world map. I think it's a toss-up of which is closer, this guy or this guy, but this guy makes me get onto this thing, which I might... I don't know. Then again, there might not be any traffic lights this way. I say we just go back into town and rest here. Because I'm more certain that this rest stop will work, so... we can't really dilly-dally, though, as if I take too much time, we will get fined, so... Okay. Thankfully, we can go on this bit. You have to yield. Okay, looks good. So I was checking that mirror up in the front, as it gives me a look. Yeah, you're getting tired, you should stop. But it hasn't fined me yet. That's a good sign that you're about to get fined. It'll give you a few of those before you start getting in trouble. Pretty busy traffic here, though, unfortunately. We might have to be rude and just pull in. Like this might be an opening. Well, not a very good opening, but I'm going to be a dick and just kind of pull in and make it mine. I don't have time to wait. Get out of the way, stupid truck. That's not gonna work. There's too many of them. They're in my way. We'll just do this. Oh, okay, one of our drivers just finished their work. Oh, this is our opportunity. Oh, he leveled up too. I could stop him right now, because I do want to give him a better truck. I kind of don't have the money right now, though. So, he's not on a job right now. He's just sitting at my garage. So, this would be the perfect time. No, she's currently asleep. She's got still 7 hours to go, though, so hopefully she doesn't run out of time. But he's not doing anything right now, so now would be the perfect time to give him a different truck. But I'd have to upgrade the garage, which would cost me $100,000. Then I'd have to buy him a truck, which I'm estimating the truck I'd want to buy him would cost me about $150, $160. So without taking a loan, not really possible. So I think we should just wait. Oh, of course you would. Looks clear. Alright, I think we're just gonna make it. So, here's the rest stop. I'm not even gonna do a good job parking. I'm just gonna stick it over in the corner and we'll say that's good enough. Yeah, so you just have to kind of get in the area. That's fine. You just turn off the engine and rest.